Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher of Realms. Guys, today we're talking about whether or not you should summon, and we have a lot of good heroes on this banner, including my girl Yuri, one of my favorites in the game. So this is gonna be a tough video. Anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Alright, so let's get into these banners this weekend, shall we? We do have a much simpler weekend than we've had in the past. It's not anything too crazy to try to navigate, if you want to say. We do have a special invocation of spirits, special divine summoning, we have special ancient summoning, and we have the crazy invocation and the crazy divine summonings. These crazy invocation and crazy divine is going to be your 2x banners, 2 times chance to get a legendary. If you're super early, you might want to just shoot for these, but I would understand if you wanted to try to pull and pick up one of the special units in here and hopefully, you know, play your luck with that, but it's really up to you. But okay, so crazy divine, crazy invocation, only beginners, only your first 20 to 30 days to try to get yourself some epics, try to get yourself some legendaries, whatever. But on to the special invocation of spirits and special divine summoning. Well, we do have Baron in here, we have Laurel in here. Aatrox, we'll just put an X over him. He's not really that big of a concern, although if you do pull him, he's nice. He's just low cost unit. You can, with a low redeployment time, it can be used in certain strategies. The Laurel for the early to mid game, very useful, very useful. You just get her to Awaken level 5, you skill her out, and she does some damage increases for the early game. For guild boss, there's a lot of teams showing Laurel being used, trying to get past and get that maxed out chest, right? Baron is one of the better, I want to say, epic defenders in the game. He's definitely kind of fallen off of being like in the top 5 or anything like that, because so many have came out, just kind of power crept him, but he's still decent. He puts out a massive shield, but his defenses here is one of the issues with Baron. One of the issues I have with Baron is his defense isn't very high, even though he has those like massive shields on. It's like it covers his whole health bar almost. It still takes a lot of damage off him, and you need some pretty optimal like Guardian set tier gear, full HP, high defense, high rage regen, some attack speed to keep him cycling through his ult as fast as possible. Oldig definitely takes the cake for me with Baron, but he does have unyielding. So if you need to have a unit just sit there and take some kind of infinite amount of damage, he can do that and stay alive and just come back, and you can continue to play. If you're struggling to get past something. As for Laurel, like I said, she does cycle. When you put her next to a unit, you can pick her up and she can give them a certain amount of rage regen. I do believe, yes, there's a damage increase if she's on the field when your allies activate their ultimates, and she is not in her own ultimate. And the restoration for rage is 50% of the rage cap. So you could just go and put a unit down that has 50% rage, put her down next to it, pick her up, and their ultimate is immediately ready. Pair her with a Volca for redeployment time, making her fast. That's how she works so well. So she is a very cool unit to try to catch. Lord Phineas. We're gonna go over this, just these 2 legendaries. The epics are, it is what it is, but the legendaries are where it's really at, right? So Lord Phineas is gonna be just one of those heroes. One of the reasons that he's so amazing is he's sitting here with 7250 base attack. So that's so much attack that even if you're not trying to build him for a bunch of crit or a bunch of attack percentage, you're gonna end up with a ton of attack. On top of that, he's going to have 30k HP. He also has an artifact that puts out a damage reduction on the boss, which is super useful for Abyss. It's super useful for APOC. It's super useful for the guild boss. Pretty much any boss that you go against, he does a ton of damage. He's a very good damage dealer. He has Viscount's Flame, the crit damage increase to the allies. You start awakening him further. I believe it's the Awaken level 3 that crit damage goes up to a 50% boost, and then at Awaken level 5 he has a 50% chance to retain the Viscount's Flame. Each deck increases crit damage by 25%, so it stacks up really good. Nice burns, a lot of useful places to use them. It works really well in bosses, some of the more codex stages, things like that. And he is a single target magic attack fighter. He's just kind of rare, you know. It's better, not many better options out there for him. Now on to Yuri. Now, why do I think that she's one of the best ones to kind of focus here? We can get a mid game, late game, end game kind of thing. She's really competitive in the anti-air arena. Yuri has this really inept ability on her ultimate. You can see how it extends, and when she uses it, she'll attack one unit and it will chain off to the next one. She takes that unit out, and it keeps chaining on and on and on. Well, in anti-air arena, you have those units up in the top corner, and she can essentially pick those guys off almost as they spawn. So it's super rare in this game. Lady Alexandra is one of the other units that can kind of reach up there. Dracula is one of the other units that can reach up there, but he's obviously a very, very, very limited exclusive hero. And yeah, so I particularly love this hero, but here's the problem, and here's a really big problem. As amazing as she is, you want to use her for that, you're going to want to give her the A1. The A3 is going to be massive to get it up into like Overlord kind of area with your Yuri. A0 will get you to like Plat 2, top of Plat 2, Plat 3 if you set up your team correctly. I do have a video for this as well. Just type in Prospector Anti-Air Arena. Here's the issue. And I'm going to pull up Prospector.g just to show you guys. It's kind of like the best visual I can think of right now. We're going to go to Prospector.gg. Let me get that on the screen. There it is. Zoom in a little bit for you. We're going over to hero guides. The new heroes are added to the game here. So we do have Rosalia and we have Pierre added to the game. So if you want to take a look at these guys, here's Rosalia. You can see their kits on here. It's up to you. All you have to do is you can go up to search for a hero, type in Rosalia or type in Pierre, and it'll bring you right there. You just have to hit enter. Test server information. It's just a test server hero. It's just a warning saying that this data might be subject to change. You can see all the kits here. Overall rating is a 3 on Rosalia, and that's because she's just not applicable in a lot of stages. I would say like Wasteland Titan, she's not gonna be super useful at. Lord of Styx, she's kind of meh. Furious Torrent, she can't hit anti-air. But when it comes to the guild boss stages, and it comes to Matrix, and it comes to Gear Raid 1, 22, 23, 24, when it comes to anything, AoE Malrix, anything, she is top tier damage. Now, guild versus guild, she's also very unique. She can kind of push units back, and she does it like more consistently than Valara does. Every single time, it's like depends on her attack interval, because every 5 to 6 seconds she's gonna go and pound during her ultimate and send them back, and it's a pretty good deal as far as you send them back. So if you're dungeon 2, you can put them over there. She reaches so far. You can look at this range here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles ahead. You're dungeon 1 top side, you're dungeon 2 bottom side, push the units out. This hero is technically like not their featured hero for this event coming up on Valentine's Day, by the way. That's when these banners are going to release. But at the same time, I just feel like she's just that much more amazing. I think she's that much more amazing. I think she's the catch. A0s, she's amazing at A0, so you just need to pick up at least one copy, guys, if you can. I'm wishing you guys all the best of luck with this. But this is the reason between her and Pierre here. Can I find him? Go Pierre. Here's Pierre. Who's actually a Chaos Cultist faction, so they're bonded. So you do want to have them bonded, and the fact that they're both actually part of the same faction this time is really nice. A lot of the heroes that are bonded, they're not even part of the same faction, so it kind of makes it stupid. Can't even use them in the same faction trials. But these two are both in the Cultist faction, both very amazing, and I definitely suggest you trying to go for these guys. I really, really do. If you want to find a video on these guys, I have this new heroes right here, this new meta This is the original launch video here. If you go over to the left here, you can see meta confirmed. That's me taking on Matrix. I covered 100k on Matrix using these two heroes, and I don't really have a lot of experience in Matrix. That doesn't mean I don't know what's going on, it's just that I haven't really experimented with Matrix that much. I just kind of got whatever key I got and just kept going, not really worrying about it too much, okay? Yeah, so if you want to see that kind of information, it's right there. These heroes are goated. They're definitely something you don't want to miss. This isn't fake hype. This isn't shilling for the company or whatever some of you guys want to say. We said some heroes were good in the past, but Pierre is definitely number 2 on the list out of these two guys. You want Rosalia as the main target, which is going to be your normal summons. So that's why I'm saying, when we're gonna go and look at this, that you don't want to pull for poor little girl Yuri. And she really is one of my favorite heroes. I still use her in anti-air arena. I have Lady Alexandra, who kind of does a similar job. I just prefer Yuri, so that's something to keep in mind. Lady Alexandra just a little bit more wonky to use and needs some more awakenings than she does and whatever. So yeah, on to the special ancient summoning. We're gonna go with Cyrus. So Cyrus here is the lord that you're gonna be able to get for the Esotericist faction. Cyrus is very good. He has this ability to put out a skeleton fighter, and you can see that fighter right in front of him. If you put it off to the side, when Cyrus takes damage, that fighter is gonna take a ton of the damage for Cyrus. This makes him number 2 tank in the game. He is a lord, but besides that, the ability to just like put off your damage on some other being that's on the map is incredible. Cyrus is super good. He's also a lord for like one of the most awesome factions in the game. The Esotericist faction is amazing. You know, Valar's in there. We have Morden in there. We have Elwyn in there. We have Nerissa in there. We have Desomia in there. We have Boreas in there. We have Beatrix in there. Dahlia, Lyra, all in it. Nora. Look at all these heroes in here. Maloric. We have Comet, Vorn, even some of our favorites here, Neja. Neja is one of those next heroes that are, this is one of everybody's favorite heroes. And they're all in this Esotericist faction. It's a very strong faction. It's a very good utility faction. It's a very good faction for just kind of having some raw magic AoE damage is very common. But that being said, Pierre is going to be on that banner. So it's going to be a tough call whether or not you should go for Cyrus if you don't have him, or if you should go for Pierre. The awakenings on Cyrus are just not really necessary. They're always nice for the A2, just have some extra stats. Get summon extra skeleton when deployed, that's not very special. Radiant Auto, boss 1, not very special. Upon death or retreat, summons 1 skeleton fighter, like who cares? I mean, it's not, his awakenings are not that crazy. So the A0 Cyrus is actually quite amazing. You can just be happy with that. Okay, so then we have Cassiel. And Cassiel is just one of those units that he's good. Like it says, strong CC, team protection, single target physical attack. You won't see him used in a lot of metas as of right now. I think we tested him pretty good, and kind of thinking that he was going to be pretty high tier in arena, and we're just not seeing him there. But he does have this extra like physical damage reduction going on here. He also puts a damage reduction out as a debuff, so that's also pretty nice. We were actually hoping that the Arbiter faction or the Northerner faction would make it their way into Abyss because of this, and it just didn't really end up happening. So it's kind of a weird unit. If you like him, get him. Yeah, I don't know. He's not bad. He's just not something crazy. What's his name? Tyrell from Diablo is what he reminds me of, like, quite a bit. But anyways, let's just go back here. Cyrus, if you decide to go for Cyrus and not Pierre, I completely understand. Neither one of these heroes that are coming up are guaranteed. They're just, one is an ancient exclusive, one is going to be a normal exclusive. A normal exclusive is Rosalia, and that's why I want to protect you from using your summons on this banner unless you're going to spend. And if you're going to spend, I would highly suggest heading on over to Smile 1. You can go right from the website. There's always a little tab here, and you just click on Smile 1. It's going to bring you to this page. You can select your region, head on in, and basically just select how much W gold you want. If there's any bundle events going on, I always have that on the website as well. I'll put it right on the home page here. Typically right here, so the January bundles events, you know, the Christmas Taya's Market, all this stuff is all gonna be right on here for you guys. There's also featured articles, so check that out. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if you're gonna go for Yuri, Phineas, Cyrus, or any of these other heroes that are on these banners. Totally curious to what's gonna happen. Just let me know in the comment section down below. And don't forget to check out smile1.prospector.gg, check out prospector.gg, and join us on Discord for discussion about Watcher of Realms. But anyways, I've been the Prospector. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep digging.